this is fundamentally un-American.
Yeah.
And and it's not even just the lawmakers, but the people enforcing the laws, the police. It's like there should not be any sort of loophole around, and that's what's wrong with everything that's happening, is that people are not seen equally in terms of the law. And whether that's, like, I was watching the one documentary on Netflix, or the 13th. Yeah. It's like laws should not be targeting anything specific, any specific regions or groups. But it's like the fundamental problem is that we the people are not all treated equally in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of society, and anybody that disagrees that is not a problem that's just not an American value.
Right.
Like,
you can't claim to be an American.
Yeah, going back to the American value, that is not an American value. Not having, like, the problem with people, or the police killings and stuff, is not because, or the biggest part is that people that say that, like, we say, all right, this many people of African Americans are killed by the police, and it's like, oh, well, more white people are killed by the police, and it's like why is it okay to be killed by the police in this country? Like, why is that okay? And it's like, it doesn't make sense.
No matter what color you are.
Why is it okay for
on site?
Yeah, why is it okay for the police in general, regardless of race, whatever? Because it is the racial biases that feed into that. But why are the police in general just able to kill unarmed people?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get that.
And I think what we now need to discuss in terms of, like, as a community, as a whole, as a country, is like, okay, well, for the people who understand, all right, you've shown the issue, you've pointed out all the problems. How do we solve those problems? Now, personally, for me, I know that nothing can be done on a mental state with the stuff and the reparations we propose, because it's simply somebody's mindset. To change somebody's mindset, it might take time. It might take showing them that this other way actually benefits more people. Some people are see it to believe it type of people, which is also why a lot of people don't believe in the cause. Because it's like,
if I don't experience racism, why would I?
I didn't see racism. I didn't see slavery. I don't know what mass incarceration is.
It don't matter till it hits you.
Yeah.
That's just a big problem with just people in general.
Yeah.
Like, the lack of empathy, or to hear, like the people that, like, for the kneeling in the national anthem, it's like the people that say, well, my grandfather fought, and by that you're disrespecting all, like, the military or whatever. And it's like, if that's what you're saying, like, what about my grandparents who fought also alongside your grandparents, but came back to a society that didn't celebrate them the same way, or just went back to a segregated and disproportionate society? And, like, also, like, if you're for making America great again, or making America great, then why would you not listen to the people who don't say that it's great? Yeah. It's kind of like, if you're make America great, why do you discount the people that say it's not great? You should listen to them to make America great.
Facts.
Despite all this, I still love you.
I still love being black.
I
love being black. My skin is beautiful. We love it. I think that it comes with, being black comes with a lot. You know what I'm saying? First, people want to steal it. So clearly there is something
there's some, like,
clear attraction
or of it. Yeah.
And then also in this time or whatever, we cannot celebrate, black women, black men.
Yeah. Can't forget them black women. Forget them black women.
Hey, man, speak on it. And it's also like, everybody is empowering each other as a culture and community, right? There's artists who are releasing stuff to support our community. There's activists that are coming out of the dark and releasing statements. Like it feels really good because people see us for something great, and that rarely happens.
Definitely.
Especially for me, I'm rarely seen in a consistent, like a day-to-day thing where my friends are concerned about my safety. But people act like this is something different. People act like when I don't post something, people are like, whoa, why aren't you posting? Why aren't you saying stuff? Why aren't you going crazy? Why aren't you? It's like, dog, I lived this life.
Yeah.
My 17 years, 18 years on this planet, I was living this life. Yeah, you just got exposed to this.
It's not my fault. You just heard about it.
Yeah, but I've been living this. So, like, when you ask me how come...
Don't talk to me about... don't talk to me about me speaking... Let me wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, bro. Like, why aren't your friends posting stuff? They live this life, bro. This is their norm. This is what they live. So the reason they're not posting is because they look outside their window and they're like, oh, yeah, no, that's kind of normal. Besides, the extra extent of the things that are going, it's like, for the most part, this idea that people are being a little bit more vocal about their actual deep feelings about how we are. So you hear this extreme racist, and you hear the very, like, we support you, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, in that light, I do love being black. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing everybody hold up the fist that we put a very great signal.
It's crazy how, like, 3 weeks ago, let me put up a Black Power fist.
Yeah.
And it's not social. I mean, it's not politically correct or anything. And now I see everybody and their grandmamas putting up fists.
The emoji is in everybody's recents. Man,
that emoji, I've been using that
emoji.
Yeah,
bro. So it's just, it's just enjoying ourselves. And, like, I also want to say that there needs to be certain reparations. It is wrong to talk about all this and not touch on the fact that, many different groups. The Native Americans got reparations, right? The Japanese got reparations for the concentration camps, right?
The internment camps.
Yeah, so it's like where are the reparations for what most historians and most just people in general call America's greatest sin, slavery?
Yeah,
right. It's like where is the stuff that has been proposed? Like there's HR 40. People can look that up. That has been to kind of, I don't want to say punish, that's a little harsh, but kind of like hold America accountable for racism. I mean, for the racism and slavery that happened before.
Yeah, like we need an apology from the top.
Yeah, and I need to see something. Why is the 13th Amendment still phrased the way it is? Yeah. Why is
about you're not a slave unless you're a criminal.
Unless you're a criminal.
Unless you're a criminal,
then
I could give no.
At high rates, we are criminalized. We're actually seen as criminals when
seen guilty before seen as innocent.
Exactly. So it's like you already see. So technically, if you just want to skip over some explanations, you see us as a slave. It's a straight line to the same thing. You can do all the curves and bumps. But that that kind of in America, that kind of you're still seeing us as a slave.
Yeah, like the one thing, like I said on the last thing, was like it says that African Americans were seen as 3/5 of a man in the Constitution, and like to try to see the progress is, can you definitively say that on at least a social sense that is much different, and that's the troubling. I mean, sure, I've definitely been treated as equals lots of times in my life, but I can't say that sometimes I haven't been treated as less than, and that's the true meter of whatever progress you think that America has made. And for like the reparations part, like at least for me, I definitely understand the argument, like if, let's say, hypothetical sense, you have somebody whose mom is African American, dad is white. You trace back trace back all the way back to like slavery times, and like one has like a family of slaves and one has like a family of slave owners. Like, what do you do then? Like, would you give like half reparations? And like, I mean, for me, I think that the biggest reparations that could happen wouldn't be so much on like an individual, like, hey, Christoph, here's your stimulus check.
here's your 40 acres.
Yeah, here's your 40 acres and a dog.
And a dog.
But like I don't.
And a pit bull.
Like I don't know if that's like the best way, but I definitely think that in terms of like reparations, it shouldn't be so much of me like getting a little check, but more so just governments investing in the communities that they've hurt, whether that's by building community centers or better schools. Like I think the generational, it should be like a generational reparation where we're educating more, and while educating more, we are breaking down the systematic oppression from the top. Like that, in my eyes, now that it is like far removed, it's generations past, and the fact that like a lot of us don't know our history, it definitely seems like it should be on a broader sense that we get these reparations. Not so much the 40 acres and a mule, but just investing in these communities.
Yeah, and it's I've seen a few bills, but I think one of the somebody says something to you and it sounds really good, and so you're like, well, wait a minute. It was that when they released that they were going to reduce, or like they were going to have 150 million out of the taxes or whatever, the police budget, and they're going to put it towards the communities and stuff like that. But see that the budget is like 3 billion or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, the one thing about it is like,
I mean, not to discourage that. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, like at first I did agree. I was like, man, you got like 3 billion, like 150 million ain't doing nothing. Like you got to put more of a dent in that. But it's like, in terms of funding, like the defunding the police is like,
it's a step.
I mean, I don't know if that's the right step. Is what it's. So if you're talking about how you need police to be better trained, whatever, and then stripping them of money, it's like sort of like counterintuitive in some sense. But I think that the idea behind it, because people are saying defund the police, but then they're saying like, oh, we got to restructure, do this. I think it should be just restructuring. I think the whole defund the police, I mean, it was like a good slogan, sort of. But at least in my view, I don't think that taking away the money from them would do justice in terms. I think it's reallocating the money that they do have, like instead of buying like all the war riots and all that type of stuff. But you have to restructure how police are fundamental. Like I've heard like not background checks, but like psychological tests to see, and also like they were talking about like in Finland, they had poor education. So they started paying the teachers more. And now their education is like top 10 in the world. So it's just about making the police more of a like prestigious and honorable thing. Like, you see somebody who served in the military. You see them, you salute them.
Right.
They're giving their ultimate sacrifice for you and your freedoms.
Right.
And it's like the fact that I drive by a police, or even I was listening to this one song that had like a siren in it, and like my heart drops.
Yeah.
And it's like I shouldn't have that perception of. So we got to change not only how we think of police, but how they are integrated in our society.
Yeah, and that also when you could talk about the way you think, it also comes to how we are perceived as a people.
Yeah.
Black people, just any underrepresented minority. It's just how are we seen as a people, and hopefully the stuff that we do. First we attack the law or whatever, because that's going to be long standing, and then we go into the communities and show that we are capable of accomplishing the things, or shine light on what has already been accomplished, and then through that, hopefully people's perceptions. It doesn't take a huge amount of time, but maybe over time, people's perceptions, maybe the next generation,
perceptions change,
where we can weave out this issue of systemic racism, and racial prejudice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, with all that being said, I feel like this conversation was pretty dope.
Yeah, first episode in the books. Definitely thank you guys. If you guys made it this far, thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
Always will love the support, and we we definitely want some more people in these chairs around here. So just let us know if you want to come in on the conversation. It's not always going to be about these issues.